we?
We're live. We're back on air here.
What, really? Oh.
Yeah, this is still Team Fortress TV. This is Admirable. We got Sideshow. And we got DavidTheWin on the camera. We are joined again by Master Noob, the mastermind behind TF2 Center. And of course, this is our coverage of the first TF2 Center Archimedes Cup, sponsored by Scrap.TF. But you know, we were chatting earlier on Steam, Master Noob. You were telling me that you know, you have a vision for TF2 Center, that you have things in the pipeline. I'd like you to tell me what's coming up in 2015.
That's right. Yeah, we have a lot of plans, and well, as a vision, I think as we've all seen that there's not really we can expect anything from Valve, and I think that TF2 Center can try and be Valve in a bit for the competitive scene. That's what I like to do. So basically, getting the competitive players in, getting some money, organizing LANs, sponsoring tournaments, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
You're not going to mess around. Like we talked to Kakeltu last weekend, and he let us know, or he let slip at least, that, you know, TF2 Center were in the process of talking to various teams, and he was talking about, you know, top level teams. You're trying to find a sponsorship there or create some sort of deal. What's the latest on that? Do you have any news?
Ooh, well, not really since Keltu joined the staff team, basically. And since we're talking about him, I would really want to give him some credit for the Archimedes stuff, because we've seen Hildreth on stream and a lot of people got credits, but I'm not sure he got the credit actually. And I just want to say, with all the viewers, Keltu, thank you so much for all the hard work that you put in, because I'm not sure that everyone knows.
Yeah, that Hildreth guy, he's a glory hog, man. He's trying to steal all the glory for himself.
Yeah, he certainly is. No, but on a serious note, yeah, Keltu was talking about the sponsorship, and I wasn't actually listening, so what have you been told?
He didn't mention any names, although, you know, I may have picked up a few things this week. You know, I've got my ear to the ground. I've heard a team name mentioned. Really? Yeah, I hear the rumble coming, you know.
I see, right. Well, I don't think this is the right time to just call any teams. Just the fact that we will be sponsoring teams, and well, that's the most important part.
Let me ask you then, you mentioned LAN. Are you thinking of organizing a LAN? Are you sponsoring a LAN? Are you talking about sending teams to LAN?
Well, both. I mean, everything when it comes to LANs. As you know, we've met at I-52. That was my my first LAN actually, and I really enjoyed it. And I just see the potential, and I find it very shocking actually that it's become so hard to get things done, like organizing Highlander LANs, that kind of stuff, because Insomnia just doesn't allow 18 people on the grand stage, or they're just gonna hold the grand final at 10 a.m. in the morning.
I think people,
that kind of stuff.
They make a lot of assumptions, you know. It's like no one has ever really asked, can we have a Highlander LAN final on stage? But I mean, there's that Deutschland that's just been announced. People have just decided to do it themselves, and like I think you're thinking on the same lines, right?
Yeah. Well, as you
just
know, I've been on the what do you think called that? The where Team Fortress TV just chats and stuff.
Oh, the Slack.
Yeah,
Slack,
that one. Yeah. So I know all the problem stuff, and as I said before, I didn't have time to completely organize it all by myself, since I don't have any experience doing that. So, but you know, the guys came up with Deutschland, and we will be sponsoring.
That's incredible.
That's the first thing. Yeah. So I have this feeling that we need this to be done right, since it's the first Highlander community event since a long time. So yeah, we find it important that it should be dealt with appropriately, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I think that's great, and I think the way that the bonds are being formed between different avenues of the not just of the competitive community, but of lots of different places. Like you said, you have the contact with Geel, and you were able to bring in this partnership with yourselves at TF2 Centre and Scrap.TF to bring us this brilliant Archimedes Cup, and the sponsorship and all the promotion that's gone into that. I think all of the work that people put in for bringing together these different communities for the furtherment of TF2 in general is just a brilliant thing.
Yeah, well, what I was saying, and I actually expected that Valve would be doing a little bit more, but, well, maybe I expected this 2 years ago, but now I know that they won't be doing it. So I'm starting to believe more that me, Geel, that kind of people should be the ones who should actually make it happen. And, I mean, we have the user base, so why not?
Right, absolutely. If I can just interject here, I don't know if this is the right time to make an announcement, but in terms of the sponsoring teams, and I don't think Scrap.TF anytime soon is going to be getting into sponsoring any specific teams for any specific amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to, in the near future, we're going to be introducing a system, a sort of service that will allow players to. I don't want to give away too much. They'll allow players to sponsor their favorite teams in a specific kind of way, and that's all I can say on that matter. But we're really committed to making competitive a much more lucrative field that people are more interested in it.
I could connect the dots here. Scrap.TF, a site built around TF2 items. You're talking about sponsoring teams. Is that the link I'm going to make here?
But there's a lot of specific ways that we're going to go about it, and I think people will really like the way we're doing it.
I mean, it's like there's a group of players or contributors in the competitive scene that have always been talking about what we can do to advance the game and how we can tap into things like the items on the Manco store and even the trading community, and like it seems like you're thinking along the same lines as well. And I agree a lot with what Master Noob said, that Valve aren't really that interested in competitive, and it's really exciting to see you guys coming from maybe not like a big competitive background, but really seeing what we're all about here and trying to contribute something and get involved. I think that's quite incredible. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Jill?
Yeah. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say right now, but
you're welcome.
Right now,
Yeah, you're welcome.
Right on cue.
So, yeah, that's really encouraging for me to hear. I think I must shout out to ETFTL as well, because I know it's the TF2 Centre Archimedes Cup sponsored by Scrap.TF, but obviously there were ETFTL involved with organising the competition. They're not in the official name of the competition, or I always leave them out anyway, but credit to those guys. And it was all in the lead up to ETFTL Season 20, and that's the main competition for sixes here in Europe. It's underway as of this week, and there is a game starting right now on Team Fortress TV 2. It's Ubersexuals against Cplay.tt that you might be interested in watching, but then there's nothing riding in that game. There's 850 euros at stake here. We've already given away 150 to the third place team, the Essentials, but we are going to be seeing Jai Chapman versus Sprinkler Kids, the two best teams of the 128 that started this competition. They're here to play a best of three for your entertainment, guys, and you've got the best two casters in Europe. Am I right, Sideshow?
Absolutely. It's been determined by evidence. The democracy decided.
Jill is not from Europe, is it?
Oh,
no, I'm an American.
Why would you play me like that, Mr. Noob?
Sorry. I just had to. I'll be quiet now.
Maybe we'll get a Duel and Master Noob to cast this one then, Go for it, guys. We'll just sit here.
Absolutely not. There's no way I'm giving over the handles of the best game that we've seen so far in the Archimedes Cup. This is Jay Chapman versus Sprinkler Kids. This is the creme de la creme of the Archimedes Cup. These are the big boys who made it through all the way to the grand final. These are the people who've stormed through the competition so far and have yet to meet their matching adversary. And this is the game that decides it all. You think I'm going to let an opportunity like this slip through my fingers?
I'll let you win the raffle.
Oh well, in that case, then you can take the reins.
I just see we've got a load of Jay Chapman players in Mumble right now, and Yak is asking me to move them in. We'll just move in Yak at first, and we'll see what is it that they want.
Give us in.
Hello, Yak. What are you guys doing here in Mumble? Are you trying to bomb our cast?
Oh, we're waiting to be moved into the team channel thing.
We're getting team comms? I didn't even realize. This is incredible. But the bots aren't there. Uh-oh.
We
think
maybe
this is gonna
you
work.
should tell him he's on the air, maybe, before he starts saying weird stuff.
We do have functionality, for team comms delayed, but I don't see the bots in Mumble. Did you just decide to come here on your own, Yak, or did somebody invite you?
Oh, I asked you and you said yes.
Oh, wow. I wasn't paying attention. You said, I thought you were talking about the STV and live stats. This is a miscommunication. Let's see if we can get the Mumble bot anyway.
I'll go
John.
contact John. Yeah, John's the big boss. John from Blackout TV is the guy behind the Mumble bots for the EU. So we need to draft him in and see if we can get the bots in here so that we can relay the Mumble comms. That would be a great idea, so that we can further reinforce our conspiracy of holding Jay Chapman above everybody else.
Yeah, I'm just an idiot, Yak. I was sitting there setting up the STV and the live stats on the server, and I thought you were asking me, was that set up? But then I scroll up and I see you've been talking about these Mumble comms. Let's try and make it happen at short notice. I believe we can do it. But maybe you want to talk to us a little bit about your preparation for the grand final. You're obviously the buddy of Jay Chapman playing medic here. What have your team been doing this week?
We've played a few PCWs, like 4, I think. Gone through a few maps. Mainly the ones that we knew we weren't going to ban. Like you just can't deal with Granary and Logjam.
Oh, you're giving away some information there for your opponents.
They've been banned already, so.
Oh, you've done the map picks already. No heavy fist fights. Oh.
No heavy fist fights.
Riot on Twitch. No heavy fist fights.
I lost it. That's the problem.
So tell us then, what are the maps? Who picked what? What's the decider?
They picked Process and we picked Snake, and then the decider is Viaduct.
Okay, Viaduct, the decider, that is going to be explosive. Do you think it's going to go to 3 maps? Have you seen much from Sprinkler Kids?
I think it could go to 3 maps, but our aim is 2 maps.
2 maps? You want to be home and dry and in bed, tucked up?
Exactly.
You even catch the end of that Prem game happening tonight. I like your style. And have you discussed what you're going to be doing with the €500 when you claim first place?
Splitting it between us, and then they can do what they want with it.
Sure you don't want to do a runner?
I think Megazord needs to buy a new microphone.
Well, if we do manage to get your Mumble comms, which I think Ari is working on right now, we'll be able to see exactly the problems with his microphone. Is communication a problem from Megazord?
Well, it's about half the time because he's got a laptop mic. Just like the built-in laptop thing.
I see. Not very good quality then.
What sometimes?
How do you guys feel like you stack up against some teams in Open? Have you tried playing scrims, PCWs against those guys? I've seen that the Sprinkler Kids have, but they're playing in Season 20, whereas you guys didn't sign up.
Well, when I look on IRC, we've looked like before-ish, so I think we'd be near the top end of Open with that. I'm not sure. Not sure how it stacks up to the old div system.
That's pretty interesting. We have had this this change recently in Season 20, actually, moving from division system over to tiers now. So Sprinkler Kids signed up for Season 20. They are currently playing in the Open tier, which is it's the one at the bottom, but it's the one with the most people in. So it encompasses a large amount of skill. As previous divisions, it would be Div 6, 5, and possibly Div 4 as well. Depending on exactly how you splice it and where you end up. So the fact that you're at the top, or have been PCWing at the top, and Sprinkler Kids seem like they're doing pretty well in their div as well. We were having a look at their PCW results just very briefly before this cast, and they seem like they're doing pretty well. So I am hoping for a very close game. I'm hoping for 3 maps, even if your aim is only 2.
That's the aim, but I'd love for like the viewers to have it go to 3, but for us 2 would be nice.
So you mean if you win the first map and you're winning the second map, you might just put in a little throw there, so we go to map number 3?
No way. I'm not the CSGO player.
Throwing for skins.
James might though. He's a CSGO player. Cav, my next door neighbour.
Oh yes.
Dodgy
See,
business.
you two could just take the 500 nicker and, you know, do a runner. Forget the other guys. You could have split it 250 each.
Oh no, this team's got friends in it. So friends are worth more than the money.
Oh, that's just, you know, that's a beautiful sentiment right there. This is more than just a competition, guys. This is real life.
Brings a tear to my eye.
I'm looking at the server right now, and I see everybody's there. So I guess the onus is on us if we can get these mumble comms set up or not.
Yeah, it's up to you, Admirable. I think if you can drag the Listen A bot into the Team A channel with your incredible admin abilities. Unfortunately, me and Ari are unable to do it because we've been classed as lower class citizens without admin rights.
I can't even see it. Oh, there it is, yeah. Whoa. Okay, we're going to make the magic happen.
If you can drag it into the right channel. Admirable's aim is so bad he's unable to click on a mumble channel.
I'm going to drag everyone into Team A channel. So we will have mumble comms in from Ty Chapman, just reinforcing our absolute bias towards them, as we've cast like 1 million of their games already throughout the cup. So that'll allow us to listen to their comms on a delay in sync with STV. Thanks to Yak for you know, suggesting this, even though I didn't realise what the hell was going on. Somehow we've managed to make it work. Full credit to Sideshow and Ari. But good luck in your game, Yak. I'm going to move you down into the Team A channel. And yeah, we'll talk to you afterwards. See you then.
See ya.
That is going to be very interesting then to listen to those comms and compare and contrast them to what we're normally used to hearing whenever we use these mumble comms and play in teams of our own, which is a higher level. So are we expecting perhaps more cluttered comms, perhaps no comms at all? I'm not really sure what to expect from this level of a team, but Jay Chapman seem like they're fairly good at organising themselves in team fights and focusing targets, so it could well be that Yak's a fairly dominant main caller and they're able to work off that.
Yeah, I'm going to be listening for the soothing voice of Yak there, being the steady hand on the tiller. You know, I'm thinking of like classic Epsilon, or F2 was just always speaking super calm, is in a zen state. Oh, there's some sort of Lego pun going on there, but yeah, the game will be getting underway. We have heard what the maps are going to be. Snakewater, Process, right? And a Viaduct Decider. I think I remembered that correctly. And it looks, I guess it's Snakewater first since they're already here.
Very good. So,
you like my powers of deduction?
that's incredible. It's elementary there, Watson. Do you remember who picked which map though? Because I've forgotten. I don't know even whether he mentioned it.
Yeah, Jay Chapman picked Snakewater. And Sprinkler Kids picked Process. I think that was the way I went down.
Okay, interesting. So Jay Chapman have an opportunity here to get out onto into the lead fairly quickly with their map pick first, but it didn't go down that way for the Essentials. Sorry, for Six Little Blunts when they played against the Essentials. So we'll have to see if there's a real upset on the cards here. Sprinkler Kids kind of slightly more unknown to us than Jay Chapman. We only casted one of their games, and that was against the Essentials. Wait, was it against the Essentials? Who was it against? Yes, it was. It was against the Essentials, and we saw them come through that.
Game of theirs against Scrap Me Harder as well. Gilles' friendly team. They got wrecked 5-0 in 10 minutes. It wasn't Snakewater as well, so Sprinkler Kids at least know how to roll. On this map, we'll see if we can get a real contest going on though. And they're just wait on Megazord, I guess. He's still in spec here. Once he joins the red team, I guess, the game will be getting underway. Our Mumble comms bot seems to be kicking ass. And I'll try and remember to jump into that. You remind me as well, Sideshow. I always get distracted when the game gets underway, but I'll try and make use of that in the key situations.
A good idea. Let's try and make use of it now that you've gone to such effort and preparation of setting
Since I planned all this, you know. Yeah.
All right. Do we want to do a roster rundown then before we begin and get some predictions as well, Admirable? See who we're both backing.
Well, do I give the roster rundown of the team who I'm backing then? You know, I'm gonna.
Good idea.
I'm gonna give you the Sprinkler Kids roster rundown. Playing on the pocket pieces, it's gonna be XF9. He was absolutely devastating in the game against the Essentials top damage both maps. His medic is Legacy. The roamer will be Evolve. Demoman is Cricket. And on Scout you're gonna have Snap Action and Donald Trump, aka I don't know who that is. Well, I forget. Donald Trump, as he's playing on the game server here. Let's not confuse it.
Yeah, we'll stick with Donald Trump for now. And then the roster rundown of Jay Chapman is going to be Yak on Medic, who we were just talking to, is going to be buddying this team. He is joined by his demoman Nasboy, who we've seen have some incredible plays. He's an incredibly good demoman, and it'll be interesting to watch him play. The soldier combo, It's and Hobnobs, and it is going to be, in fact, It's on that roaming soldier role, and he's currently playing with the direct hit as well, so it'll be interesting to see. Oh no, actually, I'm sure It's is there. Yeah, I'm completely messing this up. Let me start again from the top. It's Yak on Medic, the demoman of Nasboy. The soldiers, are actually Megazord and Hobnobs. It's and Cav are the scouts. So It's was just messing me about there by playing a soldier in the pregame with the direct hit. So that was me theory crafting about absolute rubbish there.
You're such a bluffer, Sideshow. It's not like you haven't been casting this for the last 4 weekends in a row. Oh, you figured it out though. You have saved face, and with 6 players in each team, I think we could expect the game to be getting underway. I hear one team readying up. Megazord is Irish, so you know I do feel pain in my heart having chosen the Sprinkler Kids as my team to back, but you know I'm just gonna have to deal with those issues later. He was, of course, the contentious player as well that originally had them expelled from the cup before they provided evidence to the contrary. So this could be quite an incredible story for Jai Chapman if they can come through and win this. You know, they thought they were out of the tournament at one point. They were granted a second chance, and here they are in the final. It's a fairy tale story, Sideshow. There's €850 up for grabs, a split of 500 and 350 for first and second. It's a best of 3. We've heard the maps. It's going to be Snakewater, Process and Viaduct, but right now we're getting underway here on Team Fortress TV. This is Admirable. We've got Sideshow and DavidTheWin on camera. It's the first TF2 Centre Archimedes Cup sponsored by Scrap.TF. It's the grand final, a best of 3 first map here. Who are we watching on middle, Sideshow?
I'm going to be watching Nasboy for the team. Jade Chapman, he is their demoman, and I'm expecting him to pull out big damages on that top area. He's already bullied away XF9, who tried to get aggressive on that top right hand side. He's going to drop back for some heals, and now the bomb comes in from Megazord. He is trying to get really aggressive right now. He's going to take down the medic. Legacy is dead, but they've actually replied with some frags of their own. Sprinkler Kids doing incredibly well here. They have got incredibly low health, and they have no way of getting back that health. So if Cav and It's are able to play the health advantage, they may be able to rescue this, but it seems like with It's going down there, Yak and Cav are just not going to be able to pull it out the bag. There was some incredibly weak players there from Sprinkler Kids, and there was a real opportunity. Oh, they're going back in! They're going to take this Uber on the point, and they're going to attempt to get some frags with it. This, in my opinion, is quite a bad idea because there's only 2 of them against 6, and the Sprinkler Kids can just dodge this entire Uber. It looks like that is the way that it's gone, and Yak escapes with his life! What? How on earth did that happen? Nasboy just pulling it out of the bag there and gets 2 frags on both of the soldiers as they were trying to chase down his medic. How on earth did Yak survive?
That was absolutely insane. Like going in there 2 against 5 and then still managing to survive. They get 2 frags right at the end. They've just held up Legacy. Yak still remains alive, but they've lost 2 players here. Jai Chapman have lost Nazboy, Hobnobs, and Megazord now, so they haven't managed to cap middle yet. The spawns will favour the Sprinkler kids, but it's a long spawn, and look at that XF9 on the high ground with the cleanup. Played that perfectly, gets a 3k there, defends that mid cap. His team are going to spawn forward, and Jai Chapman have finally been undone despite that a super aggressive play. It's going to be Sprinkler kids coming out on top.
So aggressive on that mid fight with the solo Uber on the scout to take it in there and try and hunt frags is just, it's very optimistic, but it's very aggressive, and I like the fact that we've seen some back and forth action already, and it's only been 2.5 minutes in a single mid fight. So it looks like now the Sprinkler kids are going to be coming forward. They have an Uber advantage here. It's roughly 20%. To make use of it, they'll have to go through this shutter door and really get deep into the Jay Chapman team. Try and take down Yak very quickly.
Maybe we want to listen to some team comms. Can I make it happen?
Good idea.
I think I can.
Well, if they have crits, they have it.
80%.
80%. Stop holding.
Yep, they're here.
I almost have 2 seconds. Stay with me.
Scout down.
Nice, well played. I have Uber now. I popped.
Fine point.
I'm playing.
Help me.
I've
Someone
saved
to
you.
100.
Focus
Someone
demo, nice. Focus right side. Soldier.
Fast me.
That's real, including med.
Soldier.
Nice. Keep going.
It's just one combo cast. Focus the soldier.
Soldier to 100.
Keep going.
He's going under.
Get the soldier. He's under.
He's 40 HP.
Medic should be low.
Okay, we're gonna cap point. We're gonna get some cap time.
The Legacy
Mega, you're fine.
Surf!
Alright, come back to life actually. Back to life.
No one behind us.
We can't. We didn't have scouts.
Whoa. Don't agree
Oh
with
my
that call.
goodness, Admirable. No, I don't either, but the Legacy Surf, I don't know whether you saw that, but
Missed it.
that was incredible. Megazord was trying to fight him in the lobby while the call was to focus the soldier, so Megazord was the only person trying to chase the medic out. He got a little bit of damage on him, but he was too weak to finish the frag. Then, the demo man Cricket came over, Nasboy came over and tried to fight him in that cheese area, and it was the most godly surf to get Legacy out of there. It was brilliant stuff. And so he survives. He does have a bit of an Uber disadvantage because Yak was connected to his team the entire time, but they make that fail push and turn it into just them being able to hold on to the second point. But I agree. I think Jay Chapman really could have pushed that to second.
Yeah, like, even though it was sort of, if you looked at the scoreboard, it appeared it was an even fight in terms of numbers. Their guys had only just spawned, so like they could have capped and then held. But here comes the Uber in from Sprinkler kids. They popped early. There's a pause coming in as Yak is launched, or he's just jumping off the point. In fact, he's still on full health here. He's got his charge. He's trying to milk it, and it seems like Sprinkler kids have committed heavily here. They're already 2 players down. This pause has happened sort of 90 seconds in the future due to the XTV delay, so it didn't happen right now, but a lot of people doing the air bicycle right now, which is always great to see, Sideshow.
I love that air bicycle. It's a trademark of TF2. Just the tiny little demo man legs as they go through the air. But they've lost both of their scouts here, if we theorycraft as to how this push should go. The Sprinkler kids, they lost their scouts very early on into this push, and XF9 went really deep in order to try and get the Uber out of Yak here, but Yak's managed to hold on to it, and I really do think that this is going to be another failed push here from the Sprinkler kids. They're going to have to have some incredible frags or possibly a drop from Yak if they want to be able to convert this into a round, and they really need to not lose people at the beginning of these pushes into last.
Cricket's coming in though. Demo man is perhaps undetected at the minute. He could, like, you've almost certainly Yak's gonna pop here. There's no reason for him not to. It's like a free Uber. They've already milked most of it. But there is the potential, you know, for Cricket to land a big pipe here. Maybe a drop coming in. XF9 is underneath there, and he's still on 285 health. He's already proved himself a tough customer. Like, he's really hard to kill off. There could be frags coming in, like Evolve standing over there on the other side as well. He's coming in from the drop down. I don't think this is over just yet, but Sprinkler kids are gonna need to find some big plays. Like all they can really hope for here is just to get the force, but there is the potential for mayhem when this pause finishes. Just getting some update here from Yak. He's saying very bad lag, 90% packet loss, 2 timeouts, so perhaps there's server issues here. Could be some server change coming up, and I wonder what that means. Will he just reset the game? There's only been a few minutes played.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm not sure. It depends how the next 90 seconds went as well, because of course this the reason for this pause happened 90 seconds in the future from what we're actually seeing on the server. So they haven't paused in the middle of a fight like this. That would be very bad for both teams. You know, pausing in the middle of a fight is a no-go for TF2 because the action happens so quickly. It would just be unfeasible. So the pauses happen 90 seconds in the future. Now, whether anybody managed to cap around between now and then, it could well be that the pause came in at the end of a round and we see someone take a round in the next 90 seconds. What I'm worried about is if they change the server, we'll miss all the action that happened then.
Yeah, that's true. We'll tell them to unpause first before they change the server. And then we'll switch it up in 90 seconds.
Yeah, I remember there was a Prem game that got casted once and they just left the server paused for and switched to a different one, and we were just sat there trying to cast it, and it was paused and happening somewhere completely different.
I'm not too sure that Cav is actually doing the air. Basically, he looks more like he's treading water, if anything. I mean, Nad's boy definitely, you see that good pedaling motion. But Cav looks more like he's on some sort of training machine. What do you call those ones with the handles and your feet move at the same time?
Yeah, the CrossFit.
Yeah, exactly. But
he's waving at someone as well. He's waving at people across the other side of the gym whilst he does it. Or possibly at himself in the mirror. He's quite a vain boy.
Yak is unsure if they're going to change server or not. He says something weird with the server. Could it be the dreaded DDoS? I wonder, is it everyone that is experiencing this? Let's get to the bottom of this. We could just drag Yak in. I'll give him a heads up though that we're going to bring him in, see what's happening.
Yeah, it is paused for everybody. The screen is frozen for everybody right now. You can only hear our voices if you're watching this in the Twitch chat. That is not that's not a technical issue. That is just what the game is doing right now as we are in a pause. So all of the players, the time, everything has stopped. Time itself has ceased as we wait to sort out the issues. The issues were actually lag, but what you're seeing on your screen isn't the lag. It's
Get
just
ready.
the pause.
Here comes Yak.
Incoming
Yak.
mating Yak.
Hey.
We're sort of, obviously we were 19 seconds behind with the pause, but when we saw it last, you guys were trying to defend your last with an Uber charge. Has there been a round scored in the game yet? That's
That
what I
has
want to
not
know.
been around.
Okay.
We were holding last when it just
No, say no more. Say no
paused.
more.
And we're going to be changing server because there's something up with this server.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for the game? Are you going to set it to 20 minutes or whatever it was up to, or
it was 25, and
are
we're
you
going to be
just gonna-
holding last. I think.
see, right? Okay, so you're going to set up the situation that you were in when the game stopped. So are we going to be able to see the rest of the action on this server, Admirable, or are we just going to hop over into the other one and let Yak pent as a pizza?
Well, if they're going to reset it, it doesn't really matter, does it? Well, I don't know. What do you think? You want to cast knowing that there was no round capped anyway? You want to live that lie, Sideshow?
Were there any big plays, Yak? Without telling us what they were there any huge moments?
There was an Uber exchange.
There was a single Uber exchange. Well, that doesn't sound the most exciting thing in the world, Admirable. Perhaps we can just wait until we get onto the other server.
But can we trust Yak? You know, maybe he made a huge drop there and he's like, nothing happened, guys. Keep it moving. Did you drop, Yak? Jesus is watching.
I didn't.
Okay then. We'll go ahead to the next server. I'm setting it up right now. So, you know, just to ratchet up the hype even more, you thought you'd seen the start of the grand final, but no. We're gonna get underway again with a little bit of a reset. Did you say 25 minutes and you're holding last?
Yeah, with 93% and they've got 85.
What happens if you accidentally go to 94 before the game starts? Is that a default loss, or?
Oh, it might have to be. I don't know.
They're policing themselves here. This is
it's very specific
good
rules,
sportsmanship.
I'm impressed.
Wasn't there a team that did it in Highlander on a payload map?
I'm not entirely sure, but what I am sure of is that I have set up the STV and the live stats. So Yak, I'm gonna just banish you down to your team channel again. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
And when you're ready, resume the game.
We'll give you a hollow when it goes.
Okay, Sideshow, it's going to be the same STV. Just retry.
Yeah, I'm in the STV right now. If you could give me the link to the live match stats as well, that would be much appreciated. I don't want to miss any of the action going on here. So they said they're going to switch it to a slightly lower time because the obviously if you switch it just back to 30 minutes, then it's almost as if that game never happened. So what they want to do is try and emulate the situation that they were in when they had to leave that first server. So they're going to switch the time limit down to the amount that still was left to be played. They're going to set up the scenario. One team's going to be allowed to cap mid without any competition there, and then they're going to go live with the last push, I believe, as Sprinkler Kids were ready to push last. I assume that means if we kind of infer from the situation we saw in that 90 seconds, there was a fair looper by Sprinkler Kids, but they were still able to hold on to second, and then they were just able to push back in with another Uber charge. So it looks like Sprinkler Kids still having difficulty pushing last, even though they've had a few opportunities to. Do they maybe need to change something up, Admirable?
I don't know. Snake War is pretty tricky to get the hang of. You've got those spawns that are blind to you from the point. You have to be like trying to cap whilst looking at the scoreboard, but probably more important is to be aware of the spawns. Like when you think they're coming in, you can obviously hit that MP _ respawn times or whatever the hell it is. We can see that timer if you're super keen and super advanced, but I think the important thing is probably just to try and kill everyone first. You push last and then play the point. Don't give away any cheap frags. Just be very focused on maintaining your man advantage. Just look for the frags, then look for the caps. Unless, of course, the team just runs into spawn, then go ahead and cap. But that's my advice. Don't overcommit to the point.
Yeah, it's a good idea to try and focus the frags, but of course, if you do push them back into the spawn, or you push them out and they're playing incredibly passively, it's really important to play the point.
There's a lot of reads you can make as well. It's like, if a team backs off into their spawn, you can assume that they're going to come out from the other door, so you can try and, if they back off to the right, you can try and jump to the left, that sort of thing as well. There's definitely a lot of subtlety and nuance to it, right?
Yeah, and you see a lot of that happening at the higher levels especially, but certainly at this level as well, when people are starting to understand the flow of the game and really get to grips with using kind of the psychology of the other team's caller and how they interpret the game and make things happen. So I think from what we've seen anyway, it looks like Yak is really main calling hard for his team. He seems to be calling the focus targets, calling where to push and things like that. So the Sprinkler Kids, they're going to be able to hold on to the second most of the times after a fail push, because it seems like Yak really doesn't want to overcommit onto second. We haven't really seen much passive play come out of Jay Chapman, but I think possibly just the fact that it's a grand final and he's respecting Sprinkler Kids a bit more than previous opponents is playing into that.
Yes, I agree, Sideshow. I was just worried that the live stats weren't up, but they are actually coming through. I see the lines now. Yeah, I wasn't really listening to what you were saying. I'm sorry, Sideshow.
It wasn't worth listening to, Admirable.
No, please. I just I can't focus on more than one thing at a time. I'm a man, right? We can't multitask. Is that the urban myth, the urban legend?
That is the
The old
stereotype
wives' tale.
indeed.
Stereotype.
Well, I think we have 6 players on the server right now, so they may well be going live with this fake mid-fight to begin with. So if you have just joined us, this is the grand final for the first TF2 Center Archimedes Cup, sponsored by Scrap.TF. It's Sprinkler Kids in the blue versus Jade Chapman in the red. We have already gone live with the beginning of this, but unfortunately we had some technical difficulties, some server problems, so they switched server. They are going to go live very shortly. I can hear the teams readying up. They're going to set up the same situation that it was in when the server died, and then they're going to start going live with the real game. So if you see one team not contesting mid and just staying on their last, that is because they have agreed to do that between themselves. It's not some kind of new age strat, some space age meta. They're just setting up the same situation they were in when they had to leave the last server.
You know, a lot of the times, and I'm not trying to criticize either team here, but like in these situations we've had in the past where a pause has come in and nothing's happened, sometimes teams will just be happy, or they'll just say, you know, like reset the game, go to mid, play as before. But Sprinkler Kids clearly taking it very seriously. They didn't want to give up a single advantage there. You know, they want to have control and be ready to push last. They're not giving any quarter to their opponents here. They clearly have a lot of respect, maybe even fear for Jai Chapman. They see them as genuine contenders, and that excites me.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen a lot of we certainly haven't seen one team be overall dominant over the other one. We saw an incredibly tight, just so close first mid fight, and it was so hotly contested with the an Ubercharge coming in back in, and then it looked like Jay Chapman were in control, and then finally Sprinkler Kids managed to get on top of it. So I can see why Sprinkler Kids don't want to go to another mid, because they fought tooth and nail for the victory over that one. I feel like the mid fights are really going to be where the pace of the map is determined.
Oh, I remember the name of the other Sprinkler Kids scout. It's of course the legendary Improve Your Grammar.
Yeah, improve your grammar.
Do you say you are, or you're as you are? You're like making a ham-fisted attempt. It's he's using the shortened version there. You don't say you are, you say you're. That's the whole joke.
You're. Yes,
but exactly. You're trying to formalize it here, man. You're adding in that A that Teeth's removed. Like, do you have no respect for this man's name?
He deliberately removed that, removed the A and contracted it into your. I will
contracted it. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
I will attempt to pronounce it, but I'm going to make a special effort to pronounce it "your" rather than "your."
Oh, okay. You're going to make fun of the way that I talk?
No, I'm just trying to differentiate in my accent between your grammar and you are grammar. Your grammar. Your.
Just say your. Imagine you're saying Y-O-U-R. Exactly the same sound. That's my understanding. That's the joke. I'm gonna throw out the Twitch chat here. You know, clearly I'm not a native English speaker. Maybe someone correct me. I think we've gone live though. 90 seconds in the future. I just got a message from Kakeltu there.
Good.
Let's get to the bottom of this. We've got 90 seconds to solve this mystery.
What is the mystery? The mystery of how your is pronounced.
Exactly. Yeah.
That certainly is one for Sherlock Holmes himself.
I'm looking at Twitch chat. You are.
Oh, there we go. There's the American just offering his opinion. We should pronounce it improve your grammar. Your grammar.
We're just gonna have to put on funny accents every time we say it. I'll just be using my standard accent. Pretty funny.
They have gone live with the time limit at 26 minutes. I think we're gonna see Sprinkler Kids just contest the mid on their own and cap that off. Yeah, it does seem like Jay Chapman are holding last right now. They're going to be building the Uber up to preset numbers. I can't remember exactly what they were. I think they were
93%.
They were almost completely the same though, weren't they?
93%. He was very specific. That's what the Sprinkler Kids are going to have. I can't remember what Yak is going to have. Or I think that's the way it was anyway. But
okay, so they're setting up this situation right now. Sprinkler Kids currently capping off the second point. I think they'll wait until the Ubers are at the level that they had predetermined, and then they'll be going wild.
If this goes above 93, man, I'm not going to be happy. Oh, he stopped right on the money, 93%.
Let's see what Sprinkler Kids... Oh, Sprinkler Kids have their Uber charge, and they are going. Yak is just going to build his up in literally no time, because 93 is almost exactly the same as 100.
I had a sweat on there, man.
If he had dropped, if they had run a spy.
Sniper.
Evove's actually going in for a big bomb. This is the action beginning right now with our grand final. Evolve and Snap Action are going to be the ones suiciding in to try and get the Uber charge out of Yak. So serious stuff happening here, and it looks like Megazord's going to go for a counter bomb. Gets absolutely destroyed with that air shot. Big plays by XF9 to deny that Roma. That was crucial there. So they're going to wait for the respawns of Itz and Megazord to come back in, I think, before they go for the push. But they had an 8-second opportunity to go forwards there. They're choosing not to make use of it. Maybe they'll send in another bomb. I'm not really sure what's going through the Sprinkler Kid's mind here. Oh, yes, it is actually going to be XF9 who's going in. He's got onto Yak. Yak down to 70 health. Actually, Improve Your Grammar comes in and meat shots him in the back. Big plays, and they're going to wipe everybody here. It's the last player alive. And that was well played by Sprinkler Kids.
Yeah, XF9. Big plays there. That error shot. Then in for the force. The drop.
The force and the distraction. Like, he made perfect space there for his scout to come in and drop the medic.
We're going to have a pause here. Are they getting these same connection issues?
Hopefully this game is not plagued with the pauses.
Maybe they're just having... oh, it's 90 seconds in the future, though. I was going to say they're having an IPS pause. Maybe XF9 is actually the IPS ult, you know? He's too good at Soldier for this level, I think, man. His stats in the previous logs, that air shot, the plays there. Are you IPS in disguise? That's what we're asking XF9.
It's got the right amount of characters, so that is definitely a point of evidence in favour of XF9 actually being IPS.
Kakeltu has told me that they believe they're being DDoSed again. So, this is exciting territory right now. I had predicted originally that, you know, this cast would take about 4 hours, but we're already 43 minutes past 21 CET. We've only played about 5 minutes of TF2, you know. This could be a long night, Sideshow. I hope Jail's got enough raffles to last through, or there could be a riot on Twitch.
There could indeed. So hopefully we get this issue sorted fairly soon. I haven't had a DDoS problem, or haven't noticed a DDoS problem in years, really. It must have been at least a year and a half ago before the last time I've seen a TF2 match get, or at least an EU TF2 match get DDoSed. So interesting that they would choose this one
means,
to go for.
This means that TF2 is
really sports
in the mainstream. Yeah, we're getting. Someone thought it was worth attacking.
Worth spending their money on a bot.
Jill tells us on the Mumble chat there as well. The raffles will be fine. You know, he's obviously planned for this eventuality. He's got just a horde of items there. The raffles will continue. Please no riot.
So yeah, hopefully they get these issues sorted out fairly soon. I wonder whether they're going to change servers or whether they're just going to try and wait for it to run out frequently to stop people being open to a DDoS attack. They'll go offline on Steam, hide their IPs however they can, and go onto a protected server. But since we haven't had to deal with that in a while, it seems like we may have a bit of a delay whilst we set everything up. Or perhaps it's just normal internet issues.
I was querying Kakeltu if it was individual players being attacked or the server, but it seems to be the server itself that is suffering the issues. So we're assuming it's a DDoS. Lightning doesn't strike twice, right? But this will delay the game again. Like, what is the actual situation there? We had a cap coming in for Sprinkler Kids. And they're, well, I suppose 90 seconds in the future, we don't know what's happening, but they will clearly had a... They spared no effort when resetting the game previously, 93%, so I don't think we're going to miss any action. They're going to be on point again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got their binoculars out, they're going to do some train spotting, their notepad, they're going to be noting down all the numbers. But right now there is a little bit of a delay while they try and figure out what to do. There's going to be a new server coming up, no doubt. We're just building up the hype here, Every time we think we're going to bring you the game, guys, you get all excited. You're like, oh, you're on this like roller coaster ride, the highs and the lows. But whenever it actually begins and, we cast a full map of TF2, you'll be in an absolute state of ecstasy.
Absolutely. And we won't know at any point whether we're going to... it'll be tense the entire time.
We're going to be raffling off puppies and stuff as well, I think.
Sorry?
You heard, we're going to raffle off puppies.
Excellent. Well, I wasn't hyped enough for the unusuals, but what I need in my life right now is a puppy. I want that extra responsibility of caring after something that's alive. I don't want these cosmetic items. I want a dog. And Jill can give me it.
Okay, Jill, you said you had the raffles covered. I hope you're cool to start raffling off puppies live on Twitch chat. That could be a first for Twitch, probably.
I would say absolutely. I doubt anybody else has been crazy enough to raffle off a dog.
There's all sorts of ethical questions there. The pause has been happening for 5 minutes, I can tell, thanks to the incredible status spec plugin from the Supreme Commander. But Keltu, tournament admin buddy, he is working on getting the new server info to me. The cast will happen. We're not going to just leave, That's what the terrorists want us to do every time they DDoS our TF2 game. But we're going to stay here, right, Sideshow? We're going to stay to the bitter end.
Absolutely. They couldn't put me off casting this game because I have a feeling it will be the best one that we've seen so far in the Archimedes Cup. And I am not letting all that effort go to waste and not seeing the fruits of our and their labour.
I wonder what's happening in that other game right now. Maybe we should just go and watch TFTV2 for a while, Sideshow, while we're figuring this out. There is, of course,
there's the hosting option, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. How does that work?
I have no idea.
Probably have to be logged in as the teamfortress.tv account.
Yeah, we would probably have to be much more prepared than we currently are for the delays.
Well, we managed to get those mumblebots set up. I think we could just,
We can do anything. The sky's the limit.
We're trying to find out the status here right now. They're obviously going to change server if they're being DDoSed. We're just waiting for the info, guys. But there are raffles available to keep you entertained right now. All you have to do is type !raffle in the Twitch chat. The link will appear. You can click on it, go to Scrap.TF, or you can log in through Steam and enter the raffle. I've already been blessed with a big win today.
You have indeed. The luck of the Irish was with you.
Maybe two, I'm not even sure. I'm not sure what to do with it though. Should I use it?
I think you should use it live on air and tell us what you get. That can entertain us whilst we have this break.
I'm not entirely sure. How do I claim it then? Do I have to Alright, I'm gonna go and check out the Scrap.TF website. I'm learning as I go here, Sideshow.
I believe they have trading bots which you can claim your prizes from, but I could be wrong because my interactions with the site have been purely entering raffles and losing. So
losing. We're breaking new ground here, guys. I am going to tell you how easy it is to use Scrap.TF as I figure out for myself second by second. I had to just log in again there. So
it does seem incredibly intuitive to use though, actually, and the instructions that they've got up for all the stuff that I've done have been absolutely foolproof. I'm a complete idiot and I was able to do it, so I believe in you, Admirable.
Maybe it just sent me a trade offer. That would make sense. I'm gonna look at Steam here. Maybe Jill will just appear and explain it all to me, hold my hand. I'm looking at my inventory right now. I'm logged in on... Oh, I won one raffle. The notification just comes up at the top of the page, guys. That's how easy it is.
Oh god, how did you miss that?
So my one key is currently banked with Scrap.TF. I could choose to withdraw it. Will I? Do you want me to gamble, Sideshow?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm clicking withdraw
It's not
items
my
button.
key.
I don't need any encouragement to gamble. I have clicked the withdraw items button. Maybe if I spam it, I can get... Oh, I'm in the queue right now. Okay. So the bot will come and talk to me. Go to trade offer. Okay. This is incredible. It's coming up asking me to go to the trade offer. I'm going to the trade offer. I'm accepting that key. I'm giving you nothing in return, scrap bot.
How rude.
That is very rude.
I've swiped it. Okay. People are messaging me on Steam. Maybe I should pay attention to the status of the game. Yak's asking, are we ready? What? No. Okay, Sideshow, you need to talk while I set up all the server stuff again.
So you're setting all the server stuff up again before we go live. Well, when we do go live, we are going to be rejoining for the second time, unfortunately, to the grand final of the first TF2 Center Archimedes Cup. We saw a mid-fight in our first of these two teams clashing, butting heads together on the first map, CP Snakewater. We saw Sprinkler Kids take a very hotly contested mid-fight, just to refresh your memory. And then we saw a push into last, the second time we joined to a server, and we saw the Sprinkler Kids actually take the round after a really nice airshot by XF9 to deny a bombing soldier, and then him and the scout were able to come in and drop Yak. So they are currently 1-0 up in the lead, assuming that nothing happened that we missed. So when we go live, I believe they're going to be, again, recreating the same situation as they did when the last server went down. Hopefully, we can get the game underway, and we will be going live with the action without any further technical difficulties. What's the status like, Admirable?
So the STV will be coming up again on the same IP port, aggregate.eu 27100, and I'll have the live stats momentarily. Be cool, be cool. We've got this. Everything's under control.
Everything is under control. I'm currently connecting to the STV, and I'll let you know what's going on there as soon as my TF2 decides to play ball.
Hold on, I just killed it.
Oh, goodness me.
Don't worry, I'll bring it back.
You're putting...
it'll be coming up. It'll be coming up. Don't worry, everything's under control. You can trust me.
Don't
and I'm
panic.
gonna win when I open this crate.
Oh, you're still planning on opening the crate, right? Okay, so...
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to rush through this boring server setup stuff.
So that you can get to the real action.
I've got a need to gamble.
So I am in the STV right now in CP Snakewater. I am having a look at both of the teams. They do have 6v6 on the server. They're just playing DM at the moment as they prepare to go live and set up whatever situation they were in 90 seconds after we last saw them. The score, I believe, is still 1-0 to the Sprinkler Kids. They may just be going to a mid-fight, or they might be, as we saw before, setting up the exact situation. So we're not quite sure. We're just going to have to see when they do go live, which should be momentarily as soon as we give them the go-ahead.
Okay. Everything is done on my end. I'm not taking any more responsibility for it. DavidTheWin says he's good to go. I thought we were still on air. We are, right?
Yeah, we are. We've still been on air for the entire time. We haven't just been talking to ourselves.
Right, then
I think
I'm gonna have to whip out my old my inventory. What? Steam? Are you telling me I don't have a connection?
Have you given the teams the go ahead before you go and open the crate?
Shush. They were waiting for me for a while here. I'm gonna say okay. Go for it. They're very nice that way.
Lovely teams.
Oh, Ari had been setting up STV at the same time as me. It's fine. Everything's under control, I think. Great job.
Everything's running smoothly
I've
now.
got too many windows open here. I can't see who's talking to me. Just such a popular guy, Sideshow.
Oh, of course, of course. So the teams are going to be going ready very shortly. We're possibly going to mid-fight, possibly going to some other kind of fight. We're not quite sure. But what we are sure of is that Admirable won a key earlier due to complete bias within the team, corruption, conspiracy, the Illuminati, etc., etc. So if he can get connection to the server, then maybe we'll see a live unboxing.
I don't know how to see my backpack in this HUD.
Are you using a special casting HUD?
Oh yeah, mate, yeah.
Wow,
I'm
check
using
you out.
Noto HUD, shout out to Omnibomulator. But you know, I never actually play with this. It must be, maybe there isn't an option when I'm connected. Let me disconnect. No, that didn't work.
I'll keep you updated with the action if we do go live.
Got an alert here, open backpack. Okay, what sort of crate should I open?
Ooh, what kind of crates do you have?
I don't know, man. I've got many crates.
Do you know what I'm a big fan of? I'm a big fan of the taunt crates, the director's reel or whatever those ones are called, because the taunts are incredible.
I've got a whole bunch of munition crates that are full from series 82 to 85. I've got standard crates from 75 to 77. I'm going to put out to the Twitch chat there. Someone pick a number between 75 and 85 and I shall open a crate of that series. I can't do any better than that, Sideshow. What's happening in the game though? I'm not paying attention.
Well, they haven't readied up yet. They're still playing DM, so...
You're going to have to cast this on your own while I wait for a response from Twitch chat.
No
Pick
problem.
a number. First guy to type in a number there that's relevant, I will open the crate. 76, we have a winner. I'm opening it right now. Yes, I'm sure.
Dragon Age 3 Inquisition, providing the number that we needed.
Oh! Strange part. Damage dealt. Get in.
Goodness me. Lucky
whoa,
little man.
It says actually worth 10 quid on the Steam community. This must be a rare part. I don't understand.
Me. What did you say it was, sorry?
Damage dealt.
You are so lucky. That's unbelievable. You're the luckiest person in the world. It makes me so annoyed. Because I guarantee that if I had opened that up, I would have got like who even knows what I would have got. I probably would have got like a pan or something. A gibbous.
Pory Dan too says, nice Admirable, will be 0 forever. Was he saying I won't do any damage?
Very possible.
Shots
if
fired.
You play medic. If you
Peter's
play medic from
man.
now on, you're gonna be at a severe disadvantage with that part. Oh, they have gone live actually. Are you in the server or do I have to take this one on my own until you arrive? Okay, so it'll be interesting to see what they actually do. Are they both going to be going for this mid fight? It looks like they're both rolling out. No, actually, no, they're not. So Jay Chapman setting up on last. So it seems like in that 90 seconds, Sprinkler Kids again must have won another mid fight and pushed them all the way to last. So Sprinkler Kids looking really good here. It's a pity that we missed that other mid fight.
So the state of the game, 1-0 Sprinkler Kids. There was like, I don't know, 25 minutes or less. 25 minutes left. What do you think, Sideshow? We haven't heard?
Haven't heard for what? What are you even talking about here?
The actual setup of the game here on the restart,
oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah, we don't know. But they have started it so that there's about 23 minutes left remaining. Both teams look like they've got Uber, actually. So, yeah. So they started when Sprinkler Kids were on 90% and Yak had 100. So they are ready to go. All players alive. They're going to be moving into lobby right now. Getting ready for another last push. It seems like we've seen Sprinkler Kids in this situation quite a few times before, and their most effective one actually was when they were able to just get somebody in on this left-hand side from their perspective and force out the Uber. But Yak was holding in a completely different position. XF9 though, in with this bomb. He's gonna. Oh my God! He gets the drop. He's played so well. Big plays and Sprinkler Kids committing down this left-hand side. Megazord and Yak are both dead. in exchange for that pick. Cav goes down as well. The scout, they get a frag on Hobnobs. It's looking disastrous here. They're not going to be able to hold this after Yak dropped again. The second drop from Yak after a pause has come in. Is this rattling his nerves? And we are going to be going to a mid as well. We're going to be able to catch, actually, this third mid fight. So the score 2-0. So the score is actually 2-0 no matter what it says when you open up tab. So Sprinkler Kids looking very dominant here.
Yeah, like, the twist is Sprinkler Kids have been DDoSing the server all along. Right now, though, XF9's going to jump up on top of the pipe there. He's got both scouts with him. They're trying to control that high ground. He's dropping off, jumping on again, but neither team really committing hard to this initial push. Hobnobs is jumping up but being knocked back by the rockets of XF9. Itz is trying to contest the point at the same time. And XF9 is on 1 HP. He's raining down rockets, trying to make the most of that remaining life he has. And Improve Your Grammar has come in from behind and pistoled down Yak there with the winger. Cav, oh, a pause, excellent. Cav remains alive here. But we might be having some sort of pause shenanigans going on. Let's see what's happening on my Steam chat. Nothing. No news is good news, right, Sideshow?
Absolutely. Maybe this is just a small pause because somebody had some technical difficulties or timed out or something. Hopefully this isn't the same problem that we were having before. Otherwise it's going to put a big spanner in the works. We don't want to see this disjointed action. We want to see some proper gaming. And unfortunately, these technical problems that we're having are not helping us out. This is looking like a brilliant game as well. And I'm very annoyed that we're only catching a snapshot of it every few minutes.
Yak just asked me to drag in Nazboy, so maybe he got disconnected or something, but he's back in the mumble. So yeah, hopefully it's just like not a DDoS, just an actual pause for a dropped player or something like that. We'll see what happens. But I guess if I'm only dragging him in now, 90 seconds in the future, the pause might or 90 seconds from now, it might be getting back into the action. Yak's remaining tight-lipped. Oh, there's a little unpause. He must be joining the server.
That's just as he's rejoining the server now, so I think we've got an unpause. Wait, how is this going to work? So it's happening 90 seconds in the future.
Don't think about it, man. You know?
It's baffling me.
Here we go.
But we do have the unpause, so thank goodness for that. It's not the same technical difficulties we were having before that forced us to switch servers.
Touch wood.
Yeah. So Sprinkler Kids pick up that third mid fight that they've gone to. So they have a 100% win record with these mids so far, and they are going to be able to pick up second for free. We again see them in this situation where they're going to be able to push into last. This time though, they have the Uber advantage. They should be pushing fairly soon. Everybody's spawned from Jay Chapman, but Yak is not going to have his Uber charge up for quite a while now. He's only on 40%, hanging around on that back left. Itz has got a sentry up there, which is different to previously, but I think the sentry has just been moved at the wrong moment. It's only just now being set up when it could have been in play for quite a bit longer, but it does pick the demo man instantly before Legacy can respond by popping the Uber onto him. XF9 coming into the fight. Evolve actually the first frag, but everybody's really weak from Jay Chapman. XF9 tries to get onto Yak, but gets him down to 9 health, but actually the wipe coming out from Sprinkler Kids. Nice defense here from Yak and the rest of Jay Chapman. And they really need to push forward here and play a lot more aggressively than we've seen them before. And they should be looking towards pushing into mid with this Uber. Oh, yeah, this is the point at which Nasboy. This is the point at which Nasboy disconnected. So he should be back in fairly shortly. Or maybe they had to wait quite a while for him. No. This pause thing's just baffling me. But anyway, they have all 6 on Admirable.
Yeah. And they're still going to have plenty of time here. Their Uber advantage was so huge that even with him dropping from the server and coming back here, there is still plenty of time. But I'm going to be watching the cricket perspective right now. He's trying to control the sticky drop onto Yak, gets the drop onto the medic there, and that Uber advantage is just smeared all over the walls there. Yak is being gibbed by those sticks. XF9 gonna kill off Hobnobs there, but he is gonna be avenged by Itz. But right now it's looking grim here for Jay Chapman. Their push has faltered. Their slowly being pushed out of this point here as the Uber of Legacy comes up. Cricket and Snap Action moving forward with a Vove, but Itz is coming in from behind. He's on the green right now. He's being spotted out though, and it looks like they'll be able to just cap this point with little contest. But Snap Action's gone down somewhere. Well. Itz is behind. They're gonna come for it. They're going for it. Legacy pops. He's gonna have to flash his Demo Man Cricket as well here, and the Vove. And Jai Chapman with the big plays there, coming out for the force, and it looks like they should be able to get away without losing too many more players. Hobnobs goes down late, but he and Itz will be back on the field in about 10 seconds, so I think that's a nice play, a good force to be able to retreat here and get 6 up.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Jai Chapman.
Ooh, Nazboy was playing dangerously in the lobby, goes lower and manages to make it out alive.
He has managed to get out alive, and they've got an Uber advantage here, but it's a fairly slim one. It was a nice play by them, but I feel like they haven't actually been building very quickly because Legacy's almost halfway, or more than halfway actually now, to getting his Uber charge up on 75%, and Yak has only just got his, so the 20% Uber advantage, but I feel like Yak thinks it's more, so I think they're going to be moving forward. They are indeed. Nasboy and Cav taking the supercharge into them, but they're going to meet the counter Uber from Legacy, and this is going to put them in a bad position. Nasboy getting down to incredibly weak health there, and does go down in that lobby area. Snap Action was trying to make a play on the other side, but kind of isolated from the rest of his team here, and it looks like Sprinkler Kids have transitioned over to that. They've gone over to the shutter door where Cricket is gonna sandwich them, and Improve Your Grammar picks up 2 frags.
Oh, Nazboy. If he jumped from spawn, he could have blocked the point, but he tried to walk forward and spam stickies, but wasn't able to get there in time, and I guess that's 3-0.
It is,
right?
Yeah, 3-0 to Sprinkler Kids.
I'm sure David has it on our score overlay, but you know, for me, looking at tab, this is confusing, right?
It is indeed. Look at this rollout from Cricket. Cricket actually taking the high ground as the Demo Man here. He's down to 50 HP, but he's got Nasboy down to that weak health as well. So he's going to take an arrow, I think, from his medic there and a bunch of heals. And he's going to be able to move across the point, but they've all gone into such predictable places for the Megazord bomb. And he's going to get out a lot of damage so the rest of his team can follow up with the position and with the frags. So only Cricket and Snap Action left alive, and this was the mid that Jai Chapman desperately wanted.
Yeah, they were all like lined up against the wall there, firing squad as Megazord came bombing in, doing it for Ireland. And it looks like Jai Chapman want to continue here right now. It's going to win that one-on-one with Snap Action there. He's on a 3-kill streak after that mid-fight, and they're going to be able to cap this fairly easy. But look at XF9 and Evoke getting aggressive. They're in big danger of getting caught out, absolutely. As the Uber comes in here, it's Nazboy looking to do as much damage as possible. Hobnobs as well, trying to find more and more frags, and they just punished that per position in there from Sprinkler Kids excellently. They're really trying to throw bodies onto the point. They're making Sprinkler Kids look behind them, turning heads here, but this Pyro from Improve Your Grammar found 2 frags. Flare then whips out the degreaser, and somehow they managed to hold on there. Yeah.
Oh, Nasboy jumping in though. Nasboy's got stickies on the point, and he took down Snap Action, but just wasn't able to properly sticky himself onto the point. It's difficult actually on Snakewater. It's much more difficult than most points, just because of the shape of it and how it works out. Oh, and XF9 there bombing in onto Yak, who's disconnected from all the rest of his team and does go down. So how did they hold that, Admirable?
Pyro, man, Pyro. That's why it doesn't get played in 6s, because it's OP. That's the real reason.
XF9 doing a number. Yeah, doing another number in the Sawmill area. So he's really having a hell of a game on Roaming Soldier here, XF9.
Here comes Sprinkler Kids. They are in full control of middle right now. They're stuck in the point, times 8 on there. They don't want to give up a single millisecond of cap time, and they have denied Megazord the front spawn there. So as they push into this, it's 6 versus 5. Megazord's just coming into the lobby right now, but Sprinkler Kids are slowing it down. They're going to wait for their charge before they commit to this, and they're just about to get it. It looks like they're thinking of going out the window. They're just trying to soften up their opponents first. I guess they realize they have a big advantage, but like, they've seen all the information they need to see here. They see that Yak's holding pretty far forward. If they just Ubered in right now, they could crush them, but they seem to be waiting for some reason. I guess they're not sure of the Uber situation, and by the time they finally push, Yak's probably going to have it.
Yeah, the Yak is on 90% right now. He's going to back off into lobby just to make sure that he has his Uber charge, but he's dropped 3 players in the meantime.
Oh, no.
It's as well is going to go down. So even
Except
though
Nine's behind him. He's going for last. Just as they come through the roller, he jumps up. He does the Hawks jump straight in the air. Manages to force the Uber. His teammates are coming in. It's 6 seconds before the 3 spawns come in here for Jay Chapman, and Sprinkler Kids are just dancing around trying to avoid the frags.
spawns are coming in, Admirable.
Spawns are and they're going to lose.
Oh, this was the Sprinkler Kids saw the fact that there was only 2 players left alive, but they had the Uber on, and Sprinkler Kids didn't factor in that the respawns were about to come in. So the Uber actually bought enough time for the respawns to come in, and Sprinkler Kids should have backed off because they should have realised that, but they just didn't. Oh, Evolve! Oh, I thought he was going to try and hit a sick air shot there onto Yak, but Yak manages to stay alive. XF9 comes in 2 HP. Yak was on 2 HP, could not be any closer to going down there. XF9, a little bit unlucky really not to get the frag, or perhaps for Evolve not to have put down a bit more damage just before that. But the 2 bombs in from those soldiers from Sprinkler Kids, not able to pick up the frag onto Yak, the medic. Improve Your Grammar's going to come in. It's just a flood of players here, all trying to get the Uber charge out of Yak. Eventually they do, but they sacrificed 5 players onto him there. Actually, it was so spread out as well that the 2 soldiers have now respawned and connected with Legacy.
Meanwhile, I just entered a raffle for an Australian Bloodsucker. Deal with it. I'm going to win again, Sideshow. But in the game action right now, Sprinkler Kids are being forced back. Legacy's going to go down there to it. Was that a drop right there? Did he have it? Am I paying attention?
No, I
Maybe
don't
not.
think it was a drop, but it could have been.
Okay. I can look at the log. No, I don't know.
It was not a drop. No, it was not a drop.
My mind
I think he was very close to
on me,
it. I think it was between 80 and 90%, but it wasn't a drop. It was just a little bit unlucky that he wasn't able to dodge that and get his Uber charge, but Sprinkler Kids just choose that moment to go really aggressive, and I think they're going to be able to take this mid fight. No, actually, it seems like Jay Chapman really want to contest this mid. Evolve's dropped down and come in behind. He's onto Yak. He's got him down really weak and actually forces the Uber. So nice play from Evolve. But now the rest of Sprinkler Kids really needed to be further back. They should have known that the Uber charge was coming out of them. They sent a player in to get it out of them. So the fact that they were in a bad position there, but they weren't. They somehow convert all those all that bad position and bad health into frags. So they actually come out on top of that fight, really. And with all that cap time on mid, I would be tempted to push if I was the Sprinkler Kids here. Just get some heals and go for it. Non-Uber push.
I would be tempted to pause the game and maybe change server whilst I enter another raffle. Type !raffle if you want to join in the raffle madness. This TF2 is just a sideshow to the main raffle action. Here, as it stands, it is 3-0 Sprinkler Kids in this first map of the best of 3. It's taken a long time to get to this stage. But look at Itz and Cav coming in with a 1-2 punch, picking off snap action there, and that's gonna give them an opportunity to push here. That's just the little edge they need to commit to this. They're gonna start moving in here. 6 versus 5. Hobnobs jumping forward at Isley at XF9. Great play. Again, the combination of Cab and Hobnobs this time, focusing down that one player. Very smart from Jai Chapman. But meanwhile, from the flank there, you see Evolve and Improve Your Grammar trying to get in to force out Yak, but he refuses to pop. He's being pressured hard by Cricket right now. Catches one pipe, avoids the roller, still won't pop. This guy is determined to take this Uber charge all the way to last. The scout manages to get through. It's Improve Your Grammar. They do pop off. They're going to continue on to last year. 3 players remain alive and they're all behind them. Double soldier spam from the roof. It gets a lot of cap time on there. Megatron's going to walk on. Legacy's coming in from behind. 2 saws. Goes for a third but can't get it. And just by the skin of their teeth, Jai Chapman going to be able to take that one all the way to last, and that'll be 3-1, Sideshow.
Yeah, that was really nice, and I think Yak really gets a lot of credit for that. I mean, the previous 2 rounds have been lost because he dropped Ubers, but the previous 3 in fact, but that round there, great holding by him, and he was just able to take that all the way to last, and a really good play by Nasboy as well actually at the end to pick up 2+ a sick air shot as he dropped from the sky. But Never mind that, it's our fifth middle, sorry, and Megazord's bombed in onto Legacy, trying to get some damage out. Actually hits him with a sick direct. That was really nice by him just as he died. But it's the Sprinkler kids who are really making the most of this. Their DM is shining through, even though they don't have their medic. And we see a situation similar to the first mid that we casted, actually. Cav and Yak stay alive. They're going to be able to get their Uber charge up. But it looks like this time they're not actually going to push in. Snap Action is going to be chasing them. He looks like he wants to take the one-on-one, but he doesn't have the heals. He doesn't have the buff. And Cav dispatches him with ease.
Yeah, that was rash.
You are terrible, Cav says.
Oh, wow.
Trash talk.
Evolve's just peeking into the red lobby here. He's spamming rockets to this lower area. He's actually committed himself here. He might give away the pick. He will go down there. Hobnob's going to claim that frag. And now, not only do Jai Chapman have this Uber advantage, they also have the man advantage. Yak's going to pop off to find another frag. How many frags are Sprinkler kids prepared to pay for this Uber pop? This is poor economy right now. XF9 really weak there, but still getting healed. Manages to get the kit as well. Somehow surviving, continuing to put out damage here. Gets one frag onto Megador, but will go down there.
Oh yeah, he actually got frag onto Nasboy as well. He got Nasboy down really weak, and then Nasboy like stepped on his own roller and and gave himself. So that's really unfortunate from him. But it was a great play by XF9, and it looks like they actually just want to bully their way through. But with only 2 players left alive, this was a terrible chance to, a terrible opportunity to take for Jay Chapman. I think they maybe wanted to get the Uber charge out of them, but it looks like Yak might actually give his life up for this Uber charge, and that is never a good thing. Oh no, Yak, the slippery little devil, is actually going to be able to get himself out of there, but Sprinkler kids are going to take the mid.
They're going in again though. Not even going to back out. He's just going in. Megazord knows they're bunched up on the point. He's gone in. He's scattered them across. They're sending in Cav now. Finds the frag onto Cricket. It's onto XF9 as well. Jai Chapman with the huge plays here, just catching them.
So nice.
Caught them napping there, like too complacent, I guess, from Sprinkler kids. But even I wouldn't have seen that coming. Like I thought that combo would just backed out straight in there again. Megazord with the big plays.
I wasn't expecting them to push before they had their Uber as well. They were only on 83%, but that was a really nice read of where Sprinkler kids were and their health and their position. So great play there by Jay Chapman. And now we see the Improve Your Grammar Pyro coming out again to try and defend this. They don't have an Uber charge, but they're going to desperately try and defend the last point. Cav and It's getting onto the point, getting all that cap time. Legacy, the only person blocking the point, and they are going to cap that round off. It is not level though, because it is the score now is 3-2. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, man. It's still Sprinkler kids in the lead.
Yeah.
But the momentum is all the way with Jai Chapman here. They are coming back into it in a strong way. Nasboy trying to trade stickies here with Cricket, and he seems to be winning that little war of attrition. XF9 going to jump up and try and take the high ground, but catches a pipe there, and he's been forced out of the fight. This is looking good for Jai Chapman as Megazord bombs forward. He's going roamer on roamer against Evolve, and the rest of Sprinkler kids have just retreated, man. They've backed all the way down here, but Evolve's come through the window. He's in, or sorry, Megazord has come through the window. He's in onto Legacy, but can't find the frag. But they have cat middle. It's 5-on-5 here, and here Sprinkler kids are trying to give Jai Chapman a taste of their own medicine. They seem to be wanting to push from kitchen, but they've thought twice about it. They're going to back out and try and regroup, but Jai Chapman can catch them here on the transition. They're sort of in between 2 places, Sideshow.
They definitely are. They've rotated around them, and they've actually got position on second before anybody else could. Evolve takes a big meaty air shot there, actually, from Hobnobs. And Hobnobs, what? Why is he running? Oh, he's run out of rockets! Hobnobs has run out of rockets and is forced to run around with the equalizer on because he's running gunboats. So how he managed to stay alive there when he's got mini crit damage, I have no idea. But he does pick up the ammo in that lower area, and he's going to run around. I thought he was just mental. He was running around with his equalizer out. But yeah, he was just forced to do that there. So they are going to be pushing last. This could be a quick round off the back of that nice team fight on second, but Evolve comes in with the 3k. However, he can't take out Yak, who comes in with a big Ubersaw. Nice stuff from him, and they have drawn it level at 3-all. It's interesting to note, actually, because when you said Evolve is the roaming soldier, XF9's been running gunboats as well, so both of the Sprinkler kids' soldiers are running gunboats here. It allows them to be really aggressive and jump all the time.
He's running shotgun now, though.
Oh, is he?
He's switched it up. Maybe he's going to play a bit more passive on this middle. Oh, Megazord straight in onto Legacy just as XF9 jumps away. Megazord's going to find that medic pick, and Sprinkler kids are just falling apart here. But they have managed to kill off Yak. It's 3-on-1 though. XF9 last man alive. He's hungry for frags. Tries to jump in and trade there, but will get shut down by Nazboy, and 3 remain standing here for Jai Chapman. They've claimed middle. They did lose their medic though, but will Yak go crits? We've seen it before. Oh, I'm a mind reader, Sideshow. I know how to play this class.
You are indeed. That is the play. And is that what you would have done, Admirable? Is that straight from the Admirable playbook?
From the Nox playbook. Crits every time.
And so we are seeing some action fairly soon. It kind of forces you to make a move and not just have this stalemate. So they are really going to have to take the initiative here. They're building it up right now in that sawmill area. They're on 80%, moving towards the window possibly. Where are they going to be using this crits from, I wonder? Nasboy is going to be taking it, most likely. They have another 15 seconds really before the Uber comes out of Legacy, but they've missed with the first sticky. The second sticky finds Cricket. Legacy are just so close to getting hit with all of these crits.
Oh man, snap action and above coming in from behind, but as this Uber comes in for XF9, they're already 4 players down on the Sprinkler Kids side. It's all on XF9. He's doing his best. He's got 2 frags already. He's trying to kill off Itz here, but the heals are no longer with him. Legacy's backed off. He's trying to hit those arrows from range, but now it's all on Improve Your Grammar. He's jumped in, but Legacy isn't committed to this. He's not healing his players who are in the fight. He's ran off to last here, and they're going to be facing a big crits push coming in from Yak and company very soon, Sideshow.
They definitely are. He's on 80% now. It'll only take a few more seconds before he has that Kritzkrieg and he's able to use it. However, Nasboy is down, so they have to weigh up whether they want to delay this push a little bit so that they can use their Kritzkrieg on the Demoman, who is the prime target. But it looks like they're not going to do that at all. They're going to use a Crit Scout, actually, who gets the pick on the medic. But XF9 with a triple kill. Big plays from him and a frag there onto Cav from Improve Your Grammar, who's been playing a brilliant pyro on all of these last defenses. And that was a nicely held last point there from Sprinkler Kids.
Wow, XF9 was just sort of standing on the little fence there on the right hand side and went straight for the medic, got the scout for his troubles as well. But like, that's something I've seen from a couple of these Archimedes Cup teams. Like whenever they execute with the crits, they're always looking for that like big hero medic pick when they could just get the easy frags if they looked at the player who was closest to them. But right now the battle continues here as Jai Chapman repush to take control of second again, having just lost it. They also get the pick onto Legacy. Nazboy going huge. Megazord gonna die to Cricket there, big pipe to the face, but this is another very strong situation here for Jai Chapman. They've got that crits coming up. They've already got a 2-man advantage. Crits being rained onto the point. It's shock and awe here as Hobnobs jumps on the point. Nazboy's looking for frags. The Pyro defense comes out again.
Oh my god. Oh my god. XF9 is going to be able to hold this. He's had a 3k already. Oh my goodness. Is Legacy going to be able to finish it? Yes! What on earth is going on?
Megazord. Here comes Megazord.
And another spawn coming in 1 second. If he can just delay for a few more seconds, no! Oh my goodness, that was the craziest defense I've ever seen from XF9. He went ham on that point, single-handedly destroyed 4 players and held it with a little bit of help from his medic, but they just couldn't get the respawns in time, and Megazord comes in, and they are currently in the lead with 33 seconds to go. That is it for our first map, CP Snakewater. The comeback was real admirable.
Wow. And onto this mid fight. Improve Your Grammar's trying to storm across the top there, storming those battlements, but Cav and Nazboy shut him down immediately. XF9's jumping forward, trying to put out the damage here. They had found that pick onto Yak, but the rest of Jai Chapman are furious. They've got bloodlust, having seen their medic slain on middle, and they're going to clean up the remainder of Sprinkler Kids. GG being called here in chat. There it is. Time's up.
Yeah. Fantastic comeback there from Jai Chapman. I really did think that the Sprinkler Kids had control of that map, but they lost it. They lost it in the crucial end of the game, and they just couldn't do anything to win those team fights, and the crits plays at the end were brilliant. Masterpiece there.
I think we missed a trick with the team comms there. We could have captured the excitement, but I think we were doing a good job anyway. With our casting, Sideshow. It's a team effort. I've got the logs here. We'll take a look. Although it isn't the complete picture. We're missing 5 minutes maybe from the start. But looking at the damage there, Megazord coming up 324 DPM. Top fragger was XF9, who did 322, but Megazord with 23 as well. They're doing a great job on Roamer. Looking at the sort of overall team stats, about 2k more damage for Jai Chapman, about 25 more frags. But it was 3-3 in terms of the middle. That's why we saw such a close game. 2 drops for Yak as well.
Well, 3 drops really, because he had a dropper at the beginning which secured Sprinkler Kids the first round. But actually, I prefer the way that Yak's playing to the way that Legacy's playing. Really, he's staying alive a lot more. Boy. Even with those 3 drops, if he hadn't dropped those 3 Ubers and had actually stayed alive, he would only have 6 deaths in the 30 minutes. And Legacy's on 16, so I'm not really sure whether this is something to do with how the medics are playing or to do with the fights that the teams are committing to, really. But Yak is staying alive a lot more, and he's able to put out a lot more heals, and the use of crits at the end there was brilliant.
Yeah, incredible stuff. We are supposed to be going to process. I'm still waiting for the STV to, let me in, but if my mind is not playing tricks on me again, it should be process, of course. If it goes to 3 maps, it's going to be Viaduct